What's up, guys? PDC here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my SPL Semifinals DPP game against Kevin Garrett, who you might have seen on this channel before when I played him for Classic and the Superstars way back in the day. This is for SPL Semifinals, Wolfpack against the Sharks. Obviously, no team preview because it's DPP, so I'm just going to go ahead and click the replay and get it started. He's going to lead with a Blissey, and I'm going to go ahead and lead with a Flygon, custom PDC, both shiny. I'm just going to go ahead and U-turn now. A Blissey lead usually indicates a very hard stall team, and Blissey leads usually can be Stealth Rock, T-Wave, and sometimes they're actually Chopper, which is kind of interesting. But he's just going to set up Stealth Rocks as I go out into my roads, my shiny Tyranitar. These are Portishead nicknames, by the way. He's going to go out to his Machamp, and I'm just going to Stone Edge him, and wow, I crit him. Turn fucking 2, and Machamp, one of the biggest threats to this team, gets absolutely fucking faded. So, Machamp is dead, turn 2, and then he's going to go out to his Jirachi. I'm going to switch out and go out to my Heatran. Pretty good response to a Jirachi. I do not know if he's Scarf or if he is Expert Belt at this point. He could be either, so I'm just going to use this opportunity to get my Stealth Rocks up. Now, Scarf Rachi could be annoying in the future, considering how Heatran is going to be worn down by hazards, and considering Kevin Garrett is obviously using a stall team, there's going to be a lot of hazard on his side. So he's going to go ahead and go for the Seismic Toss. I'm going to go to Flygon. I expected a potential T-Wave, which is why I went to Flygon instead of Tyranitar there, and now I'm going to go ahead and go out for the U-turn. Now I decided to go out to my Sevitar once again, and he's going to decide to go for the Soft Boiled. Now, I believe I decided to go for the Crunch here, because looking at his team, I really doubt that there is any Dark Resist on there, or at least any Resist that can tank a CB Crunch. And he's going to go ahead and go for the T-Wave. Now, when I see this team, and I see him using T-Wave, the first thing I think of is, oh great, this is going to be a Parafusion Flinch team. I go for the Crunch again, but I do get paralyzed, and honestly that was kind of deserved because I did critical hit his Machamp, which is going to be a pretty detrimental thing for his team. He's going to Seismic Toss me again, as I once again do get paralyzed, which is pretty annoying. I do not like being paralyzed in this position. I'm going to decide to go to my Breloom here. Now that I think about it, I guess I could have crunched again, and I don't believe I would have been paralyzed for 3 times in a row, but Breloom is a pretty fair switch to this, my Glory Box, and I believe this is a free Spore. He's going to go through his Gyarados, which is going to take 25% from Rocks, and at the moment, my team is actually pretty sturdy against these Stallers types teams. I have a Breloom, I have a Tyranitar, and I have a few other Muns that can do decent against Stall. Breloom is just going to go ahead and get the Spore off, and I'm going to go ahead and go for the Focus Punch. He's going to go to a Roserade, which, although it is Resist, Roserade has paper-thin defenses, and it's going to get blasted back and take 38% from a -1 resisted Focus Punch. So yeah, that's pretty damn strong. However, obviously, this is going to mean he's going to be able to get some hazards up, whether Toxic Spikes or Spikes. I was hoping it'd be Toxic Spikes, but it's just going to be regular Spikes, so that's far more annoying for my Heatran, which is going to be having to tank all those Jirachi Iron Heads. I do go for the Earthquake and manage to kill him after he only gets 1 layer up, and he goes into his Rotom. Now, this probably means his Jirachi is Scarf, because that's not Scarf Rotom, just looking at his team. And I'm going to go out to my Melodic. The reason I go out to my Melodic is because I expected a Shadow Ball potentially, and I couldn't switch Tyranitar directly in. And T-Bolt is going to do quite a bit, and Melodic against these teams really is not that great. He's going to switch out and go up to Blissey, I guess not wanting to risk a Hydro Pump crit or something like that. I do decide to go for it, and Blissey's obviously going to take essentially 0. I'm just going to go ahead and recover up, because Melodic can be used for PP stalling purposes later on, and it can also be used for tanking Iron Heads. So I'm going to recover. He's going to go for the Thunder Wave. It would be nice if I managed to not get paralyzed a few turns earlier with the Tyranitar business. But what are you really going to do? I'm going to go ahead and switch out and go out to my Breloom. Breloom, however, is getting whittled down by these hazards, which is actually really annoying. So I don't actually have Superpower either, so I only have C-Bomb as my way to hurt this thing, which also is really bad, considering, obviously, I'm not going to be doing all that much to it. Yes, 42% certainly hurts it, but it is also not the amount of damage that I want to keep this thing at bay, as Blissey is really annoying to deal with. Now, right here, I make a bit of a misplay. I decided to go for Seed Bomb again instead of going for the Focus Punch. I really did not think he would go to Jirachi. I thought he would go with a Rotom here, maybe Garrett, which is why I Seed Bombed again. If I Focus Punch here, this would have been a completely different game. I am not 100% sure on the Calico, but Focus Punch, I believe, almost nearly kills this thing, just completely eviscerates it, and I went for the C-Bomb, the pussy play, and he's going to go ahead and go out to his Jirachi, and this thing is now actually a pretty big threat. I switch out to my Melodic, which with Marvel Scale, it in theory should be able to handle Jirachi, but it's still taking quite a bit from the Ironheads. And with Para plus Ironhead, this thing could certainly flinch me to death, and it doesn't need to do it many times either. And with Saiyan nullifying my leftovers, I'm in a really deep pit here. So I need them to not flinch here, and I believe I just go for the Hydro Pump straight, because I want to get as much damage on here, as much damage onto this thing as possible. But he's going to go ahead and flinch me, and yeah, that's going to be the end of that. I go out to my Biscuit, my Heatran, but as you guys can tell, my Heatran is getting weakened pretty badly here. I believe I actually go over the Fire Blast here instead of making an aggressive play, which I actually thought was pretty stupid of me, because I easily could have had a much better control of the situation had I double switched there to maybe Breloom or something like that. But as you're going to see, I do not do that, and that is going to certainly put me at a disadvantage. I really wish I had done that in retrospect, because that definitely would have put me in a better place. I go to my Breloom here. I know that C-Bomb's going to do about 40-ish% of this thing, so Blissey is not going to be too healthy when it comes out of this exchange, and Breloom can always heal with stuff with poisons, poison heal. So he's just going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and C-Bomb, and he's going to Seismic Toss me, and that's going to erase my Breloom. Now, as you guys can tell, my lead here is actually kind of dying, which is very, very bad. I don't really have that many more Ironhead switch-ins, and my last mon is not going to be tanking it very well. I go out to my Flygon to Outrage, and he's going to go ahead and Ironhead me. Now, I do not die from this, and I decide to go for the Outrage again on it. However, he's going to be faster than me. It's not just winning a speed die, and although Jirachi is weakened, my Heatran is even weaker. It is certainly not in a position to really tank any more Iron Heads. It can really only survive one more layer of hazards until it's essentially done. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Fire Blast here. I believe I got a relatively low roll twice. I think 21% was actually the minimum roll you could get. I don't know the max or any of the other real rolls or the vicinity of it, but I'm going to roll it twice, and he's going to go ahead and Sleep Talk a Thunder Wave. Now, the next few turns that transpire, it's rather interesting. I get incredibly lucky, and he manages to not pull a Waterfall out of the Sleep Talk, and I actually hit Fire Blast through the Paralysis, and I destroy Gyarados. Now, of course, out comes Rotom, and he's going to sub up, which is very bad, because obviously I feel like, okay, there's no way I'm going to be hitting these Fire Blasts. But somehow I managed to, which equally really just surprises the hell out of me. I'm going to actually hit almost every one of my Fire Blasts, except for this last one, and he's going to basically be able to take out Heatran here with that Thunderbolt. I am not Rest, sadly, I am not Rest Heatran, so yeah, I'm at a bit of a disadvantage here now. Well, I'm also not Kustap Rip, but I'm going to go into my Rhodes, my Tyranitar, and he's going to go ahead and Thunderbolt me, and this was really my only way to win. I would have to bank on a, T-Tar not getting paralyzed during that Thunderbolt, and Gengar, which is my last, coming out and not getting flinched by Ironhead. I'm not Scarf Gengar, sadly. I did think about Scarf Gengar and maybe CV Gone as an alternate, but as you guys are going to see, it really doesn't end all that well for me. Kevin Garrett is just going to be able to flinch my Gengar to death, and that's going to be it. So, yeah, I really did like the team I played, but I just don't think I played it aggressive enough or correctly, which is always going to be one of my biggest regrets in Pokemon, and that is going to be it. So, yeah, hard to be a bit enthusiastic over a commentary where I pretty much got my team eliminated from SPL. If you guys did not know, the Wolfpack are now, as of, I believe it's, what is it, March 23rd today? March 23rd, we are out of SPL, and we lost in the semifinals, and I really hate to be a part of that. I hate losing in playoffs, and I really, really don't like losing, especially to Kevin Garrett, who's been a rival of mine for however long, especially after losing him in Classic. So yeah, that's going to be it. I really could have played this better. The Focus Punch play on Jirachi, I believe, would have won me the game, or maybe if I played my cards a bit better with Breloom and Sevitar combined, but yeah. I can't really say I got haxed here, although the Stone Edge on Machamp probably 2 KO'd anyway, and I was a very fast Sevitar, so I believe that I would have been outspeeding it. But that's going to be it, guys. I am eliminated from SPL, so this is going to be the last SPL game you will see from me. until SPL 8 if I do decide to play that. So yeah, guys, this is gonna be it for me for SPL, and I hope you all enjoyed this. Yes, I'm sorry, this commentary is not that enthusiastic, but really, if you just lost SPL and you're a part of that, I wouldn't be that excited either. You wouldn't be that excited either. But it's just, it's heartbreaking. I really hate losing it. Of course, there's an intrinsic regret that I hold over this game, even though I don't believe I could have, maybe played it all that much better, because at the time I thought I was making the right plays, and hindsight, always is 2020. But that's going to be it, guys. Good game, Kevin Garrett. I still don't like how you brought flinch champ, shit. That's incredibly annoying, but what are you really going to do? You do what you bring, you bring what you can to win, and that's going to be it. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. This will mean that, yes, my Road to Top 10 series is resuming, and that will be my next upload, I promise you. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.